Edgar. I got you. Hey, Edgar. It's December 9th, 2025. I was thinking, should I mention also the time? Is the time important in these videos? But then I realized you can see the time right there. That was kind of a happy accident. I didn't really think of that. Anyways, I'm here in Las Vegas, New Mexico, in the world famous Plaza Hotel, where they made one of our favorite films, No Country for Old Men. And if you remember, Edgar, you were in California and I was in New Mexico, and we both saw No Country for Old Men at the same time in the movie theaters. And I distinctly remember the hours and hours and hours of conversation that me and you used to have on the phone after watching the film and just talking about every single aspect and every single thing about the character and this and that. And I truly miss those days. And I was thinking also how we would always end the conversation with, one day me and you were going to make a film, either separately or together. And I'm here to tell you, Edgar, that although it pains me to say it, I'm gonna have to finally give up on that dream, and I'll explain to you exactly the reason why. You know, Edgar, when I found out that you had died, uh, I went through a state of deep depression, and I had a choice: either I drink and I do drugs and let's destroy my life because the pain was just too much and I didn't know how to handle it. The second choice was try to take that immense negativity that your you know death had on me and try to turn it into something positive. So that's what I decided to do instead of going the easy way where I just drink myself to the point where I'm waking up in a gutter somewhere or something. You know, I decided to do something about it. And I remember the hours and hours and hours about a conversation that we used to have. And I'm like, you know what? Let's let me actually finally do that. Let me actually make a film. I've talked about it with you forever and ever. Why not actually finally do it? And that's what I started. I started writing on the script. I started writing on the script, and it was gonna be the story was gonna be about me, you, and another guy, and our adventures in our old high school. And if you remember, Edgar, that we never went to a regular high school. We went to an alternative high school, and that was going to be the main plot of the film. Was all three of us in one day from morning until night, and it took me forever and ever and ever. And there were moments where I was just writing, and I'm like, you know what? The best person for me to ask their opinion on this would be you. And I remember I would pull out my phone and your number, I pressed on it, but before I actually pressed call, I realized that, I couldn't call you anymore. And I did that so many times. I still actually, it's kind of sad to admit that I still kind of do that. I still pull out my phone. The only difference is that I deleted your number because there was no use in having it in there. It took me years to write the script, and during that time, I, spoke to people about my ideas and my plans on what I wanted to do. And so many people, told me that they were gonna help me out. And whenever I finally finished writing the script, I hired a producer, and it was finally like game time. It was finally game time, and all of a sudden, you know, I wouldn't really say. Let me take that back. Not really all of a sudden. It's just it happened like instantaneously. Everything just went to hell. Everything just blew up in my face. And the reason why I say that is because, well, first of all, the producer that I hired, promised me the world, promised me this, and promised me that. And he was willing to work for cheap, so I gave him a down payment of $2,000. He gave up on me. He quit on me and disappeared on me and ran off with my money. He ran off with the 2,000. All the people, including our friend, the person we used to know, every single person, including family members that promised me, they promised me they were gonna help me. They were gonna help me see this through. Every single one of them, Edgar, completely abandoned me. And there was a moment in this whole entire ordeal where I had like maybe over 20 to 30 people offering their help. And within like 2 weeks, it was just right back to square one, which is just me. And Edgar, I gotta tell you, when everybody, including your own family and the person that's supposed to be, your best friend, and a person that you pay money to, when every single one of them turned their back on you and abandoned you when you needed them the most, I gotta tell you, man, yeah, that's a horrible feeling. It was a really horrible feeling, and I remember feeling, uh, suicidal. I remember feeling suicidal, and the reason why is because I realized that I have absolutely nobody. I have absolutely nobody in my life that I can consider a friend like I thought that me and you were. And God damn it, Edgar, that's a horrible, horrible feeling. It really sucked. It really did. To realize that when push comes to shove and I'm in a moment of like dire need, I have nobody to pick me up when I fall. I have nobody to pull me out of the water when I drown. I have nobody to pull me out of the road before I get hit. I have literally nobody. And that really sucked. Like let me give you an example. I finished the script and I give it to, I would say, about 15 people. You know, out of those 15 people, how many people read my script? Zero. I paid my producer $2,000. He wouldn't even read it. My best friend, who is in the script, he is one third. He wouldn't read it. Like, how is that supposed to make me feel? It makes me feel horrible. I spent weeks and months and years trying to write this story and refine it and try to make it as funny and as good as possible. And in the end, nobody cared. I don't want to feel that pain anymore. So, as I stated before, Edgar, I am truly sorry. I really tried, but I'm going to have to give up on the dream. I'm going to have to be an adult and move on. I'm not a kid anymore. In the words of John Lennon, the dream is over. Edgar, I'll see you again very soon.